Hello and welcome to episode 2 of 8 in this series where we are looking at 7 different USB rechargeable keychain flashlights, all for £15 or under, and ultimately seeing if we can help you avoid any duds and steer you to the best choice for your money. So this being episode 2 means we have already completed one review, and if you haven't seen it yet, please check it out to see how the Lifelight from True Utility fared. Link to that video in the description below. As normal, all flashlights are reviewed against the same core 4 criteria. So number 1, build quality and overall aesthetic. The manufacturing and machining, the packaging and out-of-box experience, along with the aesthetic value. Would you be proud to own it? Secondly, functionality and ease of use. So that's the modes of operation, the user interface, and for a keychain flashlight, I would expect one-hand operation, and for it not to be the heaviest or bulkiest item on a keychain. This is a supplementary addition, not the primary element. Thirdly, its performance, the output, beam throw, charge and use time, and any test ratings. Lastly, price and value for money. What does it cost? And based on that purchase price, balanced against its performance in tests 1, 2 and 3, to what extent has value for money been realised? The overall mark from those core 4 tests will then be converted into a flashlight rating between 1 and 5, using the scale shown on screen. As always, please feel free to leave comments, questions or suggestions, and if you could take a moment to like and subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. There are links to the products via Amazon in the description, and if you were interested and were to use them, it would assist with future content. So today we will be unboxing and reviewing the USB rechargeable keychain offering from ALOMEJOR. I don't know anything about them as a company, apart from ALOMEJOR means maybe in Spanish. No model designate for this one, and not the most recognised brand name around, unlike the others we have in this series from the likes of True Utility, Lumentop, Trustfire, Nightcore and Olight. But I wanted to see how this torch performed, as it states it has a 100 lumen output, and at £9.79 was the second cheapest of the 7 we have on test. So let's get into it and see what this flashlight delivers. Okay, let's look at the build quality and overall aesthetic, starting with the packaging. Not great. The box isn't sealed in any way and there are no markings, but I suppose it being a metallised tin case, it is robust enough and it did arrive in one piece. As for the out-of-box experience, again, nothing much to get excited about here. You just get the torch and the charging cable and some low-density foam. Let's put that to one side. Now the size of this, let's have a look. So 46mm in length now. On the Amazon page where I bought this, the market materials or the marketing image actually showed it has been 42mm in length, so that's a little bit naughty. And a diameter of 14mm. Giving this a rough volume bulkiness factor of around 7 cubic centimetres. As for the manufacturing and machining, there are no sharp edges, which is good, but this knurling around the head and on the body isn't really the best, and it doesn't offer much grip. I've also noticed that straight out of the box this anodizing isn't great, and there are some patches showing through to the base metal, and that's straight out of the box. Looking at the threads, because this is a rechargeable, so you twist the head off, it's quite stiff there, and that's because there's 2 rubber O-rings, but once past that there's not much thread. The threads are quite loose, and you can see there, be careful you don't drop and lose the headpiece, which actually has a rattle, again not great. Charging cable, yeah, fits in there okay. And the base is actually threaded as well, and that's quite rough and graunchy because an unmarked battery in there, but it's nice that you have the opportunity, I suppose, to replace it if needed, but the manufacturing machining definitely isn't the best. getting now onto the aesthetic value of this little keychain torch as a whole. Would you be proud to own it? It's not actually the nicest of things, so I'm going to have to give a pretty damning score here for build quality and aesthetic of just 2 out of 10. Now for the functionality and ease of use. So there is just one mode of operation, and the user interface is the ubiquitous twist top, so simple enough in theory, but the engagement point is quite hit and miss. Let me see if I can demonstrate that. So you turn on that top and it is very stiff with those double O-rings. And then you can see there we get a flash, and if you were to knock it, it's going to flash, and it's flashing a little bit. It's not quite on, not quite off. But yeah, screw it all the way, yeah, and you're going to get the light on. Spectre's been 100 lumens, and I don't doubt that it is, but there's no regulation in this torch, so it's just going to wind itself down over time. And as we said, one-handed operation with that knurling been poor, those double O-rings been very stiff. I don't think it's going to be possible to really, with any ease, and we're looking for ease of use, yeah, get that torch to work one-handed. So not great on this ALOMEJOR torch. Would it be the bulkiest item on my keychain? No, it wouldn't. So again, functionality and ease of use, unfortunately, it's another 2 out of 10. Moving to the performance, as I said, I don't doubt when you first turn it on a full charge, you may hit 100 lumens. It is quite bright, but that's only going to be for a few seconds, and then it's just going to, as the battery power runs down, so will the output. I left this permanently on, and I got about an hour's worth of output of light, which you could consider usable, although it did degrade over time. There are no test ratings to speak of either on the market materials or with the torch, so I don't know about it being IP rated. I guess with those O-rings that it's probably just weatherproof, maybe weatherproof, or ALOMEJOR weatherproof. And therefore, the score for performance is, again, just 2 out of 10. Moving into the price and value for money. The purchase price in late June of 2020, I paid £9.79. Although, looking on Amazon today, some 11-12 days later, I see it's now at £9.09. So does it represent value for money even at the sort of reduced price? Not really, especially when you consider the Lifelike from True Utility that we reviewed in episode 1 was £8.51 at the time I purchased it, and it's a much better rechargeable flashlight. Although I do see again the price of the True Utility Lifelike has gone up on Amazon now to £12.99, but I think I'd pay the extra £3 or £4 and have that over this. So it's an ever-moving feast when it comes to price, and have a look round. But I would say, this isn't where you maybe want to be putting your money. And yet again, for price and value for money, it's going to have to be another 2 out of 10. So let's review the Core 4 score for the torch from ALOMEJOR. Build quality and aesthetic, 2 out of 10. Functionality and ease of use, 2 out of 10. Performance, another 2 out of 10. And price and value for money, yet another 2 out of 10. Giving a total Core 4 score of just 8 out of 40. Equating to a flashlight rating of just 1 flashlight. This is definitely something best left in the dark. In conclusion, I would save up the extra £5 and buy yourself a torch that's much better made, with better functionality, more modes, and that you'll be more pleased with. Thanks for watching, and catch you on the next one.